Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to ITHive.org's live tech show. This is episode 45, August the 11th, 2018. So today we're going to talk about SSL, so secure websites, and a little bit about that. If you're a business, what to watch out for. If you're a consumer, what to watch out for as well, and why this is a big issue. And also, I think we will just discuss a little bit about who owns ITHive.org, and that would be me. And just hope that people get a better understanding of, the thinking and the person behind ITHive.org. And what I believe in, right? Because that does translate into the business as well. So, without further ado, SSL. And before I do that, of course, like always, right? If you have questions, or if I have stated something that you disagree with, or have another opinion on, or whatever, please feel free to comment. Okay. I heard this from a strange, from one of my relatives. They watched a few of my videos, and there was something that they disagreed with, so they stopped watching. Well, but they never told me what that was, so I don't know. That's nonsense. So anyway, if there is something here you want to discuss further, or I've misstated or whatever, you know what? I'm a human being. I don't hold any grandiose egos or whatnot. I do understand that I can make mistakes, and but this is merely a discussion, right? So moving forward, then, so SSL, so security certificates for websites. I don't know if many of you know, but soon. Google is going to start telling you when you go to a website that the website is not secure. Okay, and so this is something. And well, why is this, right? It's an effort on Google's part to make the internet a little bit safer. Okay. Websites that have security certificates are more legit, right? You just can't put up an illegitimate website and get a security certificate. It's very difficult to do. Okay. Now, the other reason for this is I was watching Steve Gibson. And they were talking about, again, further with the routers, right, and insecure routers. And this was a little bit more disturbing. So for you, those you don't know, router, you have them in your house if you have an internet connection, and that basically provides you that connection to the outside world. Okay. Well, some of these devices, they have software in them, and they can be vulnerable. Now, as you can imagine, your internet service provider would also have these routers, right? A little bit bigger boxes and stuff. Now, what's happening out there is that, as I discussed in previous shows, hackers, the bad guys, right, are finding that some of these routers are insecure. They haven't been updated, or they're just old, and they have vulnerabilities. And what's currently happening now is that some of these routers are being infiltrated, and if you're browsing, if it's your router or your internet service provider's router, and your connection goes through that, there is a way that they can inject malicious code in your browsing session, right, which can cause issues for you on your machine, or any number of things, right? Sky's the limit. So the thing that's important and how this relates to SSL website is a website with a security certificate can't be infected with this kind of attack. So very, very important. Okay, so moving forward with this is a very good reason that all websites should have security certificates, right? And as I speak, ours does not, but the security certificate has been purchased, and we just need to install it. So this coming week that will happen, and then we will be one more checkbox off. ITHive.org will also have a security certificate. So very, very important thing to understand why that is, right? And well, how do you tell, right? So in your browser where the address is, right? There's a couple of things you should see. The browser should indicate that the website is secure with a little padlock, some indications, look for that. But definitely in all cases, the website address will start with HTTPS. The S stands for the fact that it has a security certificate, as opposed to just HTTP, okay? So this is going to be the new standard, right? Initially when this came out, I rolled my eyes and I thought, oh, another cash grab, just all, it's always a little expense here, a little expense there. I experienced these things too. And I was really reluctant at first, but you know what? I've seen the light, and I think that this is the way to go. The internet does need to be more secure, right? I'm not, I'm against censoring the internet, but I am in favor of securing the internet, right? Information is one thing, bad guys are the other. Unfortunately, the bad guys kind of hide themselves all over the place. So it's very, very troubling, right? And, back to the SSL thing, I've said before, and even if I haven't, if you're on a website, right, and it's a known, trusted website, you should trust it, right? However, with this advent of attacks happening through routers, through your internet provider or your own router, that wouldn't be true anymore, right? Unless the website has a security certificate. So something very, very important to understand. All right. So a little bit, about ITHive.org. We're endeavoring to try and do tech support the way it should be done. I've been in this business for about 20 years. I've seen lots of painful experiences, and I know that there's a way that people can live without that pain or that frustration or the, I wish I had known that a long time ago and I wouldn't have had to deal with this. It's it really, tech support is only done really, really well and effectively if there's a relationship with the customer, a human relationship with the customer. I can't stress this enough. I've said this more and more, right? And it's so important, right? You can't get good, effective tech support from just one-off calls to some random person. It's just not going to work, right? I know it won't work because there's all kinds of things that won't be known. There's all kinds of human elements that won't be known. There's all kinds of tech stuff that won't be known. It's really a lot of our job in the tech support world is investigative, right? And finding sources of problems and solving them. And that is really, really important. So and this is what we want to do. We, believe very strongly in this, and sometimes it's a little frustrating what we're trying to do, and it's trying to get the message out there and get people to understand this, right? We don't charge a whole lot of money every month, but it has to be there, right? There's no way that we could offer our services any less expensive, right? And if you want to operate your computer and your technology without pulling your hair out, and you're working in partnership with our company, we will help you out, right? And we will empower you. That's what it's all about, right? Giving the knowledge and the power to the person behind the computer, right? And it's so important, and just the confidence, right, as well. You should be able to operate a computer just like driving your car or anything like that, and not have to worry or be stressed about doing anything on your computer, because you know that you're protected, right? And not just by technology, but by human beings. So important, right? So a little bit, I got to read something to you, because I ran this across on Facebook, and this is just a little bit of me personally, right? And I saw this post, and it was like, oh, you know what? That's me. So, and it goes like this. It has 5 things, right? And birthplace, Earth. Yes, I was born on Earth, right? Fantastic, right? And we all were born on Earth, right? Race, human being. Oh yeah, I'm a human being, and we all are human beings too. Isn't that cool? We have so much in common. Politics, freedom. We should all be free and not oppressed in any way. We should be able to live our lives and be free human beings, everyone on this planet, because we're all the same, and everybody would want freedom, right? Religion, well, love, right? Love your neighbor. It's so important. Why would we want to do anything else, right? If you see other people out there, and they don't, yeah, it's unfortunate that the bad side is propagated more as opposed to the good. But love your neighbor, right? And philosophy, I love this one the best, right? Philosophy, do no harm, right? I completely believe in, right? But take no shit. Excuse the language, but it's true, right? So that is, when I saw that, I was like, well, I could really identify with that, and I really loved the message, because it's not divisive in any way; it's inclusive in every way, right? And that pretty much sums up, who owns ITHive.org, right? I just want to do something right for the community out there, and to help people with their technology, and make sure that things are working well for them, and that they're not frustrated, and that they're empowered to use and get the most out of their technology in a safe and supportive manner, and that's what it's all about. So that's the way it is, right? So anyway, we are at almost 15 minutes, and we always want to keep these things to 15 minutes. So we will sign off for today. Again, a reminder, just if you have comments or questions, just post them. We can start a discussion. If there's something we need to expand on, I can do that in the next episode. If there's something you'd like to hear or talk about, right, let me know. Okay, so signing off for today. That is the end of episode 45. And we will see everybody next week on Saturday, well, at 10 o'clock Eastern time. And we'll talk to you all then. Have a good week, everyone. See you.